Hello, and welcome to Relaxing Facts. I'm Chad K, and today I will be talking about the history of Valentine's Day. But first, I want to give a special shout out to our listeners in the following places: Nepean, Ontario, Canada; Neath, Port Talbot, UK; and those listening in Falls Church, Virginia, in the USA; and finally in Leeds, UK. Just want to thank you all for your continued support of this podcast, and we are so glad that you tune in each week. And also thank you to each of you who are listening right now. We here at Relaxing Facts are grateful to have over 50 different countries that listen. That is really great. Each week, I share interesting stories and little-known facts on a variety of topics, accompanied by gentle, soothing music. My goal is to help you find a sense of calm during your busy day. Feel free to settle into a cozy spot and let yourself be carried away by these relaxing facts. Every year, as mid-February approaches, grocery stores bloom with heart-shaped chocolates, jewelers launch sentimental advertisements, and classrooms prepare for paper valentines covered in glitter and cartoon characters. Valentine's Day has become so deeply woven into modern culture that it's easy to assume that its origins are straightforward, perhaps even ancient and romantic from the start. Yet the true story of Saint Valentine and the evolution of Valentine's Day is far more complicated, layered, and at times very dramatic. It is a story shaped by legend and history, by religious tradition and medieval imagination, by poetry and commerce, each layer contributing to the holiday as we know it today. To begin in the exploration of Valentine's Day, we must look first at the mysterious figure, or figures, behind the name. The Catholic Church recognizes not one, but multiple early Christian martyrs named Valentine or Valentinus. In the 3rd century, during the turbulent years of the Roman Empire, Christian persecution was common, and several individuals with that name suffered martyrdom for their faith. Over time, their stories blended together, making it difficult to separate fact from legend. The most famous of these figures is Saint Valentine of Rome, said to have lived during the reign of Emperor Claudius II in the mid-200s. According to popular tradition, Claudius had decided that unmarried men made better soldiers because they had no families to distract them. As the story goes, he therefore banned young men from marrying. So Valentine, a Christian priest, defied this decree. Moved by compassion and committed to the sacredness of marriage, he allegedly performed secret weddings for young couples, celebrating their love in defiance of imperial law. When he was eventually discovered, he was arrested and imprisoned. So far, the tale aligns neatly with our notion of Valentine's Day as a celebration of romantic love. But historians are quick to point out that these details come from later medieval sources, not contemporary Roman records. It may be that these stories evolved over centuries, shaped by the desire to connect the saint more explicitly to themes of love and loyalty. What does seem more historically grounded is the report that Valentine, while in prison, befriended and perhaps even cured the blind daughter of his jailer. Before his execution, Valentine is said to have sent her a note signed, "From your Valentine." Whether this was meant romantically or simply affectionately is impossible to know, yet the detail resonates powerfully with the modern custom of exchanging valentines. The phrase, repeated generation after generation, became one of the enduring threads binding the ancient legend to present-day tradition. Saint Valentine was executed on February 14th, around 269, and the early Christian church later honored him on that date as a martyr. But for several centuries, the feast held no particular connection to romantic love. Instead, it was a day to remember a saint who had died for his faith, and nothing more. To understand how Valentine's feast day transformed into a celebration of affection, we need to step forward into the Middle Ages, an era when European culture began weaving together classical heritage, Christian tradition, and poetic imagination. One often mentioned influence is the ancient Roman festival of Lupercalia, an early February celebration marked by fertility rituals welcoming the coming spring. Some historians have suggested that the Church may have placed St. Valentine's feast near this older pagan festival to redirect attention toward a Christian figure. While this theory is appealing, most modern scholars consider the connection speculative. There is no clear evidence that Valentine's Day was meant to replace or Christianize Lupercalia or Lupercalia. The shift toward romance seemed to have begun in medieval Europe, most notably in England and France, where February 14th was believed to be the start of the birds' mating season. This association appears repeatedly in literature. The English poet Geoffrey Chaucer, writing in the late 1300s, composed a poem called Parliament of Fowls, in which birds gather on St. Valentine's Day to choose their mates. Chaucer's poetic imagination played a major role in linking St. Valentine's Day with courtship, and once the idea entered the cultural bloodstream, it took root quickly. By the 1400s, the holiday had become firmly tied to expressions of romantic affection. The oldest known surviving Valentine message dates from this period. In 1415, Charles, Duke of Orleans, wrote a poem to his wife while imprisoned in the Tower of London, referring to her as his Valentine. His letter reveals that by the early 15th century, the association between the February feast day and declarations of love was already established, at least among the nobility. As centuries passed, Valentine's Day gradually expanded beyond aristocratic circles. The rise of literacy, the growth of postal systems, and the increasing importance of romantic love in Western culture all contributed to the holiday's evolution. By the 1700s and 1800s, exchanging handwritten notes or small tokens, like flowers, candy, and simple gifts, had become a common tradition in Britain and later in the United States. In Victorian England, elaborate printed valentines decorated with lace, ribbons, and embossed images became enormously popular. Factories began producing standardized cards, making the ritual accessible to people of all social classes. In many ways, this era marked the beginning of the commercial Valentine's Day, a trend that only continued to expand in the 20th century. Yet the holiday remained grounded in the idea of personal sentiment. Even as mass-produced cards became easy to purchase, they still carried an aura of intimacy. The exchange of valentines became a way to express affection, admiration, or romantic interest, sometimes even anonymously. Today, Valentine's Day is a cultural mosaic, shaped by all the layers of its past. It is at once religious and secular, historical and commercial, romantic and playful. It has become a global celebration, though its expressions vary widely from place to place. Despite its many transformations, the narrative at the heart of Valentine's Day continues to resonate. the idea that love, romantic or otherwise, is worth celebrating, and perhaps even risking something for. Whether or not we can verify the historical accuracy of St. Valentine's defiant weddings or his final message from prison, the legends associated with him have shaped centuries of storytelling, poetry, and tradition. And that brings us to the end of this week's talk. If you enjoyed this episode of Relaxing Facts, then please consider subscribing or leaving a comment. I hope you have a wonderful day, whether you're taking a moment to unwind or simply enjoying some calming listening. Thank you so much for being here. I am Chad K., and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.